What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to review the second release to the MCC lineup for PC, Halo Combat Evolved. Despite the name, Halo CE was known for revolutionizing how video games were played for both single player experiences and multiplayer matches. Apparently, the game was so good that it was re-released 5 times. It was first released in 2001 on the original Xbox, then on PC a few years later. It was then remastered on the 360, then remastered again to the Xbox One via the Master Chief Collection, and now on the PC version of the Master Chief Collection. And that's not even counting the many modded versions you could find online, such as Halo Custom Edition or SPV3. Despite it being a revolutionary game and the startup to my favorite franchise, I had very little experience with it. I only played the campaign once back when the remaster didn't even exist, and I can't remember the last time I even tried the multiplayer before it came out on the Master Chief Collection. So for the past month, I played everything that CE could offer with an open mind. After playing the game for 30 hours, I feel confident enough to give my thoughts on the game. Just like my last review, I'm going to be focusing on 3 things: the campaign, the multiplayer, and the PC port itself and how it holds up compared to other PC titles. I'll try not to talk too much about the campaign since I understand that not everyone has played the campaign and I don't want to ruin the experience by spoiling the story. With that out of the way, let's get into the review of Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary on PC. The story takes place in the 26th century. The human race is already at war with an alien force called the Covenant. You play as the Master Chief, a super soldier tasked to fight against the Covenant. You will eventually end up on a foreign structure called Halo, where you will spend most of your time uncovering its secrets and fighting the Covenant with the same goal. The story itself is very simple. You don't need to be an expert on Halo to understand the story. This was made specifically for newcomers, and it's a good place to start your journey with the Master Chief. Before you ask, yes, timeline-wise, this takes place after the events of Halo Reach. But since Reach released as a prequel, you don't need to play Reach to understand Combat Evolved's campaign. You can if you want, but you'll be fine without it. If you're curious about my thoughts on Halo Reach, click the icon on the top right for my review of the game. The gameplay is not perfect. The game tries to mix things up by having you fight in large open fields or medium to close range environments. This works for a while, but as you go on, you may experience some copying and pasting here and there. This could be because of how limited the developers were back when this game was first made, but I just want to warn those that may find this annoying. You may also get lost every now and then due to how massive some of these maps are, but don't be ashamed if you have to refer to a YouTube video to help guide you through it the first time, because that's what I had to do. I don't have many negative things to say about the campaign other than its repetitive map design. It's a bit more challenging than the other Halo games, but nonetheless, it's still fun to play through, and I'm confident that most of you will enjoy the campaign. Unfortunately, the multiplayer did not get the remaster treatment the campaign had, so the game will look very outdated when it comes to the multiplayer. The way I would describe the style of gameplay is by calling it a party game. This is a very fast-paced arena shooter that can vary from 2v2 battles to 8v8 big team battles. The most populated game mode is Slayer, which is basically team deathmatch in Halo. 2 teams of 4 spawn on a map and fight to get the most points from kills and better weaponry. The gameplay is really where the game shows its age, with it being similar to games like GoldenEye, which isn't a bad thing, but it may turn off some of you away from this portion of the game. This wasn't made to be a competitive esports worthy game, so expect some balancing issues and weird mechanics. Let me talk about a few of them. There's always been this meme of Halo CE's pistol being overpowered. For a pistol, sure, it's overpowered, but as a weapon in this specific game, it's perfectly fine. Every other weapon can outbeat the pistol if used correctly. The assault rifle will shred the pistol at close range, and sniper rifles and rocket launchers will beat the pistol at medium to long range. The only reason why people consider the pistol to be overpowered is because everyone else is so used to having pistols as a last resort instead of a primary weapon. Another weird mechanic is the spawn system. This is the worst spawn system I have ever seen in my life. The game doesn't detect if someone is near your teammate or if your teammate is being attacked by someone. You are spawning on them no matter what. Again, this is probably because of the technical limitations at the time of making this game, but it's still pretty bad, and I hope 343 can somehow fix this. If they never fix it, it's fine. Again, this was never made to be a competitive esport. This is just for fun. This is purely a party game. Aside from that, I don't have any issues with the multiplayer. It's a game I know I'll enjoy no matter how good or bad I'm performing. Once again, this multiplayer is definitely not for everyone, and I'll understand if you don't find this appealing, but it's something I would recommend to at least try. As you could tell by the title, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary is a remaster of the original Combat Evolved that released in 2001. Similar to other remastered games, the graphics have been modernized and the sound quality has been improved while maintaining how the game was played back when it first released. However, what makes this remaster so special compared to the others is the ability to change the graphics from the remastered to the original anytime on command. So if you want to see what a specific place looked like back in the day, just press tab and it will change to the 2001 graphics and vice versa. Now let's move on to the PC portion of the game. Many Halo PC players were very worried about Combat Evolved coming to the MCC on PC. Reach's port was disappointing to say the least. Uncapped frames didn't work properly, there were very limited graphical settings, strafing and crouching while moving didn't work properly, and the controller aim assist was off the charts. Combat Evolved, however, already had some PC genetics when it first launched, and I'm happy to say that this port is much better than Reach's port. For starters, uncapped frames work properly. Thank goodness. If you have a 144Hz monitor with a PC that can produce that amount of frames, then you should have a great experience with either the Anniversary or the classic graphics. Controller aim assist isn't overpowered in this game, another plus, but I don't think it's because they changed it, but because it's always been this way, which concerns me because Halo 2 and 3's aim assist are already pretty strong on console, yet they haven't nerfed the aim assist in Reach. Does this mean that the other games are going to launch with overpowered aim assist as well? Only time will tell. That's for another video. You can now crouch while moving for both Combat Evolved and Reach, so now strafing in both games is a lot easier. It's also really easy to run since this is a remaster from 2011 and an original release in 2001. My editing laptop with no dedicated graphics card can run the classic graphics and multiplayer at a solid 1080p 60 frames per second. That's how easy it is to run. The Anniversary graphics, however, can take a heavy toll on your GPU. I would recommend having at least a 1050 if you want to run this game at a solid 1080p 60 frames per second when playing the game on the remastered settings. You can also render the game at 4K for those who have those kind of monitors, and it's still fairly easy to do so. The only bug I found was the plasma pistol playing the charged sound when shooting it too quickly, but this is ignorable since I rarely use that weapon. As far as the port goes, I'm really happy with the end result. I just hope that the rest of the Halo games will release like this. Master Chief's journey on the PC has finally begun with the classic's return. The graphics have been drastically improved from its original 2001 release, and the multiplayer brings back a classic style of gameplay for those looking for it. This is currently the only MCC game on PC that properly runs as any other PC game should run. So if you were disappointed by Reach's excuse of a PC port, then you should be more than satisfied with Combat Evolved's port. So that concludes my review on Halo Combat Evolved returning to the PC via MCC. Let me know if you are going to buy it or your experience with it if you already own the game down in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you did enjoy the video, subscribe for more content, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.